This is take 2 for my reference. So I got this old mower that was chucked out today, and she looks pretty rough because it's dirty and stuff like that, but it's actually not had a heap of use. It's in pretty good nick. Honda's the giveaways, the tread's still on the tyre. They're so reliable that you'll wear the tread off the plastic wheels. But anyway, the repair for this chucked out lawnmower, the prelude to this is that this thing hadn't been started for a long time. Smell the fuel tank, and it smelled like really old petrol. You know, it goes that horrible off fuel kind of smell that you can't get off your hands for weeks and weeks, or days and days, whatever. Anyway, took it home, put fuel in it, and mowed the front lawn with it. Didn't take the spark plug out, didn't do anything to it. My philosophy with machinery is just take potluck and just see what happens. So that's what I did. Put petrol in it and fired straight up. A little smoky at first, but engines always are when they've been sitting a long time. So I'm going to do a video of cleaning it up and making it look nice. People seem to like that. I'm not sure why exactly, but yeah, people like videos of things being restored. It's really just cleaning things, but yeah, YouTube's full of videos like that. But I'm not gonna call this restoration because it really doesn't need it. I don't have a catcher for it, but maybe I'll go and get one now that I know it works. They had a plastic catcher. The commercial Hondas, the self-propelled units, had a steel frame and a bag, and they're good actually. They're probably better than the plastic catchers. But this is a HRU194, so it's the older unit from probably the mid-90s. Sort of hard to know exactly when they made this, but the HRU194 was after the Honda Buffalo, but it's pretty much the same thing. Like, it's got the steel top on it. It's not a plastic housing, and take that with a grain of salt. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the plastic topped engines. They're perfectly good. I'm a sucker for steel. I just like steel, so yeah, I didn't do anything to it except put fuel in it and pull the cord. Did notice the starter doesn't really retract as easily as it should. Yeah, it's a bit slow, so I might have to take this apart and see why that is. Yeah, I'm not sure why that was. The cord did go in eventually. So I'll figure out why that starter's dragging or not going straight in. It could just need a bit of inox on it or something. I'll figure out why it's not just going in as easy, and it might be full of junk because these things, the cup thing has a habit of filling up with dirt. So maybe that's got something to do with it. But anyway, I'm sure I'll figure it out. Those starters are really simple. There's not much to them. So I'll get the can of degreaser out. I probably won't pressure clean it because whatever paint's left on the base will just end up all over the ground. Old paint. I think these are actually powder coated, these bases. Maybe they are painted, I'm not sure now. Don't know. Anyway, yeah, it's still got all the stickers on it for such an old machine. Still got all the labels telling you what not to do with your hands, like putting them in the blades or putting them on the exhaust. But this should make mowing the lawn a lot easier. Might be curious about what the oil's like. So, I mean, that's the oil in it, if this thing wants to focus. That's the oil in this machine. Nice and clean. It's actually a very slight red colour. So you can see it's been serviced like regularly all its life, obviously. It's pretty common people have relations that die, or maybe they get too old and they go in a retirement home or something and they've got the old power equipment that they paid a fortune for when it was new. Because these things were $600 or $700 20 years ago. So they were always a really expensive machine. They were well made, well designed, and the family didn't want it. They don't know what to do with it, so half the time they just chuck them out. It just shows how wasteful people are. They didn't even put fuel in it and try and start it. They just threw it out. That's a good guide for any newbies that are watching. If you're not sure how long it's been since something was run, the easiest, quickest way, before you go near it with any fuel or do anything to it, take the fuel cap off, just sniff what's in the tank, just smell it. Things that haven't been used for a long time, the petrol goes a really weird smell. It's like it sort of breaks down, and it kind of reminds me of a cross between gearbox oil and some kind of, you know, thinner or something. Not lacquer thinner. It's a bit like terps and gear oil. The smell is really weird. But if you've got fuel in the tank and the fuel tap's shut off and it's still got actual fuel in it, like, you know, liquid in there, and it stinks like that, you'll have to take the fuel tank off, get rid of the fuel, give it a clean out, use straight unleaded. Don't go using paint thinners or anything, because a lot of these plastics, they might be proof against petrol, but a lot of them will be eaten away by lacquer thinners, or we just call it paint thinner here. That's all I've ever called it or heard it being called. But yeah, also, if you've never owned a Honda before, see, every other mower you thread the dipstick in to check the oil. But this threaded part, I'm going to bring it in closer, with the Hondas you don't thread this in. So take the dipstick out, wipe the oil off it, and just sit it back in there, like that. Don't thread it in, because then you won't have enough oil in the motor. That's one of the things I learned from the mower shop years ago. So Briggs and Strattons and all that, yeah, you thread them back in, but Hondas you don't. So, and this has got the actual proper, like, lawnmower oil. It's not engine oil. I'm probably going to keep using lawnmower oil in this thing because it's in good nick. The engine's dead quiet. It hasn't got any noise or anything. Start video. I'll do that after I've given it a clean up. The reason being, my dog's out here at the moment, so. And yeah, dog will go absolutely berserk if I start that mower up. It will be on for young and old. So that's what happens when you own a Dingo Kelpie cross. You can't get much more Australian than that, can you? So there you go. And it might be time for a walk. Yeah, people reckon dogs are stupid, but it's people that are stupid, not dogs.